So the big question is this: how these entrepreneurs who started from scratch and had no idea how to sell or market their products or services online and then later on made over 6 figures, 7 figures or even 8 figures became best in their niches and found their dream customers to sell. My name is RJ Ahmed and find this all out in our Interviews with Entrepreneurs show. I interviewed these entrepreneurs and tried to pick their brain of how they actually did that and how they took their business as well as their life to the next level. This podcast is all about the entrepreneurs who strive so hard to become super awesome in their niches. Welcome to Interviews with Entrepreneurs. Welcome to Interviews with Entrepreneurs show where we interview entrepreneurs who are super awesome in their niches. And guys, like today we have a special guest. And like if you're in the space out there and you're like, hey, we want to make more money, but consistently, with the good stability out there. Our expert today is all about this. We have Stu McLaren today. Stu McLaren helps coaches, course creators, authors like get more revenue with recurring revenue, especially using his membership and his strategies around membership out there, how you can make even more money, especially consistently. So please welcome Stu McLaren. Hey Stu,
RJ,
thank you
thanks
so
for
much
having me,
for being on the
buddy.
show today.
Yeah, thanks for having
I'm
me.
excited. Awesome. Truly appreciate it. Again, like Stu, thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm super excited. And like if people are like living under the rock and they didn't know about like bit of your backstory, could you like give a backstory how you got started in a nutshell?
Yeah, so years and years ago, I had a great consulting business. But the problem with it was that I was limited in the way in which I could grow. The only way I could really grow was to give more time, and I didn't have any more time to give. So it was at that point, this was in 2008, that I began
Wow.
asking myself questions like, how how could I still do what I do, but in a more scalable way? And a friend and mentor of mine, Armand, at the time, he mentioned membership sites. I didn't know anything about membership sites then. And so I started going down that rabbit hole because he said, Stu, it'll give you the chance to be able to take what you're already doing for your clients, teach it to others. But when you teach, you can teach once and serve hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people. And there's no more additional time that it's going to take to be able to serve people and grow. So I was like, that sounds amazing. So I start going down that
Yeah.
path, but the tech back then was not what it is today, and it was really difficult. And I was like getting caught up with like server settings and HT access files and all this kind of stuff. And I was moaning and groaning to a friend of mine, Tracy, about it. And I said, I just want to teach. Like, I don't want to deal with the tech stuff. And he said, well, why don't you just create your own solution? I was like, dude, like I'm sitting here telling you that I'm struggling with the tech. There's no way I'm going to be able to go and program my own solution. And he said, well, why don't we partner up? And so he had a programmer that he had been working with. And so we collaborated together. We ultimately created a membership solution. And long story short, it was right product, right time. It just took off. And before I knew it, we were serving tens of thousands of entrepreneurs. And I was behind the scenes watching what they were doing to grow their memberships. And what I saw was that there was this group of entrepreneurs who were growing their memberships year over year over year. Whereas everybody else, they had just kind of flatlined, like weren't really growing.
Yeah.
But this other group, they were. And so I started asking myself, like, what are they doing differently than everybody else? And I started to see that they were utilizing a variety of strategies that were unconventional, that were, completely different. And so I started following that and studying that. And as a result of working with tens of thousands, I started helping others do the same. And we've launched our own memberships, 6-figure, 7-figure memberships. I started helping clients privately, and partner with clients to launch multiple 6- and 7-figure memberships. And then for the last 5 years, we've helped tens of thousands of people launch their memberships in all kinds of different markets, from photography and calligraphy to fitness and finance and music and art and health and dog training and you name it. And that has been our focus. And recently, we've launched a whole new platform called Searchy, which makes that whole process faster and easier to be able to deliver an amazing experience inside of a membership and course. So that's kind of where I was. I had a business model that wasn't working. I changed it to a membership model. That led me to creating a membership solution where I serve tens of thousands of people, learned what works, and now I've been teaching it and moving forward since.
Wow, like this is so cool. And honestly, like as you talked about like the 2008 kind of story, I'm 22 at the moment, so I'm thinking about, okay, what I was doing like at 2008 playing games on Nokia. So that I would imagine myself like doing in that point, and I'm like, wow, that's so cool.
So,
So like
RJ, are you calling me an old man? Is that what? No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
that's the best thing.
It's all good,
I
but
was
yes,
actually
I've been around for a long time. I've been around for a long time.
Yeah, like in the our last episode, we actually interviewed like John Lee Dumas, and he was like, "Hey, I started out with my podcast like in 2012." And I'm like, "Man, it's still that exact same time frame. I was 13, still I wasn't doing that anything, but it feels so good." So, like, I want to ask you, like, you have helped out a lot of people out there, especially in the membership stuff, and you saw the success and failures what people have, gone through it. What do you see is the number one mistake people make when they're setting up their own memberships? Like, what do you see if you list down one mistake to it?
A huge mistake is providing too much inside of the membership. So people often think the more I give, the more value I create. And that's not true in a
Hmm.
membership. The number one reason that people cancel from a membership is overwhelm. Meaning they're not using the information. They're not getting value from the information. And then each month people just keep on giving them more and more and more and loading them up, and they're not using it. And so then they cancel their subscription. So a huge mistake is providing, too much information. And what I recommend people think about is that it's not about the volume of information. It's about the
Hmm.
speed of which people can implement the information. So it's not about the volume of information. It's about the speed that people can implement the information. So the whole goal for you and I is to help our members experience progress. And that might
Absolutely.
be gigantic leaps of progress. It might be teeny tiny steps, but as long as people are moving forward, they're going to stay part of the membership. Like in all my years, like decades, helping tens of thousands with memberships, I've never heard of somebody canceling from a membership because they're experiencing too much success. So as long as you and I just focus on helping our people experience progress, they're going to stay. So the number one mistake that people make is providing too much information, overwhelming their members, and that's why they leave and cancel.
Okay, that's really interesting out there, because yeah, like I personally also saw a lot of people out there. Even though if I am joining any membership area or like membership program, they have a lot of content, and they feel like, we have already provided like everything, which is actually not the case. So like I heard the podcast, you did with some other guy out there where you were talking about, kind of like a green juice stuff out there, that you went on a green juice side and saw you have like they have their memberships as well. They started to have like different sort of memberships. So like how you seeing in other like out of even like entrepreneurial space in the offline or brick and mortar side, how they are actually using membership kind of like business model in their business as well. How you're seeing
Well,
that right now?
there's all different kinds of memberships, but what I would encourage people to think about is like breaking them down into buckets. So there's product based memberships. So an example of this would be like the Dollar Shave Club, where they send you razors each and every month. So you pay a monthly subscription, and they send you new razors. And there are all kinds of product based memberships. There are razors of the month, socks of the month, like heck, there's even like toilet paper of the month. There's like all kinds of different types of product of the month type memberships. So there's many, many different types of product-based memberships. And if your audience, anybody in your audience has a product-based business, what I would be asking is, how could you take a customer who comes in and makes a purchase from you one time and serve them ongoing? Because
Hmm.
there are many opportunities where customers are naturally going to be buying products on a regular basis. But now, instead of hoping that they come back to your shop or store, that you have a product-based membership where for certain that they're going to be coming back and buying from
Yeah.
you. So Number one is a product-based membership. Number two would be a service-based membership. And this is where, like, for example, I'm in Canada and there's a barber shop in Toronto that have a membership. And so instead of their clients paying one time for a haircut and then hoping that those clients come back, they've set up a membership where their clients can go and get a haircut an unlimited number of times throughout a month for a certain fee. And so, for example, my assistant, Summer, who you interacted with, her husband and her boys are on a subscription at their barbershop, and they go every 2 weeks, and they pay a flat fee per month. And that barbershop now has the stability and the security of knowing that they are going to get paid by a certain number of clients and customers. The car wash right across the road, similar sort of deal. Instead of hoping that customers are going to come back, they have a subscription set up, and it's genius the way they've priced this, by the way. You can go through the car wash one time for $9, or you can pay $10 a month and you can go through an unlimited number of times. So they've priced it to incentivize people, obviously, to take the monthly subscription. And now they have thousands of customers who are paying them every single month. Whereas the car wash down the street, they're just hoping that people are going to come back. Except the car wash right across the road, they know with certain that they're going to get paid by 4,000 plus customers each and every month. So that's an example of a service-based membership. And then there's the knowledge-based membership. And this is typically where I spend most of my time, is helping entrepreneurs create knowledge-based memberships, where we're helping people either solve an ongoing problem, like I need to lose weight. Somebody's not going to instantly lose weight. There's a process to that. That's an ongoing problem.
Yep.
Or my dog is wildly out of control. Well, the dog's not going to go from out of control to the perfect puppy like that. Like, there's a process to that. Or I have a broken and terrible relationship. Again, it's not going to be repaired instantly. There's a process to that. So that's an ongoing problem. That makes for a great market for a knowledge-based membership. And another example would be learning a skill, like painting or playing the guitar. You're not going to go from not knowing how to paint to becoming the next Picasso like that. You're not going to go from not knowing how to play the guitar to, being able to play like Eric Clapton like that. Like, it's a process. So somebody's learning a skill over time, and that makes for another great knowledge-based membership. So I typically think of them in that way: product-based membership, service-based membership, and knowledge-based membership.
Wow, like product-based membership, knowledge-based membership, and service-based membership. Guys, you have to note it down. It is important out there how you can use membership in so many different ways. Like, wow, that's so awesome. I want to ask, like, one of the biggest kind of like misconception people make or people have when they're trying to selling products in general. Like, I want to ask, like, how retainers are better than one-time payments in any business. Some people just don't sell retainers at all. They're like, cool, we get the payment one time and that's it. We're gonna have fun, we're gonna use that. Or how that's how kind of like their mindset is around one-time payment. Like, how retainers are actually better than one time if we talk about the lifetime cycle of a customer itself.
So are you talking about like recurring payments?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just have to look at like where big businesses are going, like the Apples and the Amazons and the Googles, and even companies like the New York Times and Netflix. Like all these companies, what are they doing? They've moved to a subscription-based model. Like even Adobe, who used to sell software in a box, moved to an online subscription. Even crusty old companies like Walmart have subscriptions. Companies like Burger King are introducing subscriptions. And the reason is because it creates stability and predictability in the business. When you are selling your products on a one-off basis, every single month you are hitting the reset button and starting over. Whereas with a recurring based business, every month you don't start from zero. You start from the baseline of all the customers you acquired the previous month. So in month one, if you welcome 100 new members, you start month two by getting paid by those 100 members. And then you continue and build on from there. Whereas with the one-time payment, you're hitting the reset button every single month. And if you don't go and get new customers that month, you don't get paid. But in a membership and subscription-based model, it is far less stressful, because let's say you
Yeah.
get those 100 customers in that first month, and then you don't get any new customers in month number 2, you're still going to get paid by those 100 customers that joined you in month number 1. So it's less stressful, it's more predictable, and it's more stable. And that's why so many big companies, like, as we mentioned, the Amazons, the Apples, the Googles, etc., the Netflix, they've all moved to a subscription-based model. And it's why you're seeing tens of thousands of businesses do the same, because the more recurring revenue you have in the business, the more stability you have, the more you can plan, and with confidence, the more you can reinvest back in the business. Everything becomes so much less stressful and so much easier when you have that recurring revenue.
Wow, 100%, 100%. Yeah. I hope, guys, that makes sense. The people are thinking about, hey, we're gonna charge like one-time payment out there. Retainers are actually, or the membership or like monthly income out there is actually something which helps you not start from zero every month.
Yeah.
So, like, let's talk about Tribe Workshop. Like, what that is. Talk us about that. Like, what Tribe Workshop is.
Yeah, so one time a year, we help our audience launch, grow, and scale highly profitable memberships. And so, as we said, I've been doing this for decades, helping literally tens of thousands of people who have big audiences or teeny tiny audiences, but they just have people that they want to serve. And what we do is we walk them through the process of not only how to position your membership, but how to launch your membership and grow and scale that membership. And the fun part for me is that now, in teaching this for more than 5+ years, helping tens of thousands, we've been able to watch people grow from teeny tiny audiences of no experience, like Jennifer Chamberlain, when she first launched her art membership for women who want to work with mixed media art. She launched it. She welcomed 19 members, 19. And people in your audience might be saying to themselves, 19, man, I don't know if I'd continue if I only had 19 members. But here's the thing, where you start is just the beginning. And Jennifer, she started with 19 founding members. After the first year, she had welcomed 100. After year 2, that had grown to 200. And then in year 3, which was this past year, she hit her stride, and she went from 200 members to more than 2,100 members, 2,100 members. And so this kind of trajectory is common, where you get your footing, and then boom, you start to really take off. And the point of the matter is this is what we help people do. And every single year we run a free workshop where we walk people through that process. And in the workshop, there are hundreds and hundreds of people getting results like daily as we are going through and teaching. And it's because what we teach, you're able to implement right away.
Awesome. So, like, where people can go and register for the workshop?
Yeah, just go to membershipworkshop.com and you'll see the date and time for the next time that we're scheduled. Like I said, we only do it one time a year. So next time that we'll do it, you'll see the information there at membershipworkshop.com.
Awesome. So we're going to put up all of those links and resources out there in the comment section, also in the show notes, so people can go in and check that out when the next time is going to be happening up. So where people can find about you, Stu, and everything you have to offer at the moment.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. That's probably the best place. It's just at my name. Or if you just go to Stu, STU.me, Stu.me, very short. That's another place that will link you to all the things.
Awesome. So yeah, like, I'm also going to add all of these other resources and social media platforms links on the show notes and also in the comment section. Well, thank you, Stu, for being on the show. It was absolutely awesome. Any last thing that you want to say before we round the show up?
Yeah, last thing I'll say is I always want to encourage everybody, when you're thinking about any new idea, whether it's a membership, a new product, a new business, whatever it might be, ask yourself the question, how can I keep this super simple? How can I keep this super simple? Because when you ask yourself that question, your brain starts to go to work to making it easier for you to get that idea off the ground. Too often, People overcomplicate things, over-engineer things, and it keeps them stuck. When you ask yourself the question, how can I keep this super simple? It enables you to get out of your own way and, most importantly, get going. And in that, you're going to gain more clarity, more momentum that's going to lead you to your ultimate goal and success. So how can I keep it super simple? That's what I want to encourage everybody to camp out on, and you're going to see the answers that you come to.
Awesome. Keep it super simple, guys. So yeah, Stu, thank you so much for being on the show. It was absolutely a blast. And it was so fun to have you on the show and so valuable. Thank you so much again, man.
Thanks, my friend. Take care, RJ.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching the show. We're definitely going to see you guys in the next episode. Until then, peace out.